2012. I used to work in the oil field. I had to drive a lot. Spent a lot of time with Jesus when I drove back and forth. And one time I was out on a location working a job. Old man had passed away, I don't know, maybe 3 months before. He's a good friend of mine. We was pretty close. And he come to me while I was out there. Of course, when I went out on these locations, I'd go days without eating. And I'd not intentionally fast, but it would just work out that way. And he come to me and said, I want you to do something for me. And I told him, I said, well, I'm working right now, and I don't believe I'll be off for a while. He goes, I want you to go see somebody and spend the day with them. And he was one of them people that had a big personality that is overwhelming. And he can aggravate you until you just have to say yes, okay? So I said, well, I'm pretty busy. I'm going to be working, and I don't know that I'll be able to make it. And he goes, well, I'll fix that. So a couple of days later, job just all of a sudden was done, and and I was on the way home. So I said, okay. I told him, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead, go by and visit this guy. I said, I'll go on by there. And he said, no, not today. He said, wait until tomorrow. And I said, okay. So the next day I went over there early that morning, and I didn't know this guy very well. This was a close friend of this old man that I used to know, and he loved him very much, the family over there. And I didn't know why he wanted me to go over there. He was overwhelming, and he was just constantly pushing me, so I just, okay, I'll just do it. So I didn't know this guy very well. Knowed him a little bit, but not that well. And I went over and visited him and knocked on his door, and he come to the door, and he's a real friendly guy. He said, come on in. And so I walked on in there, and he said, have a seat. And he said, you want a cup of coffee? And I said, well, yeah, I'll take a cup. And he brought me a cup of coffee, and then we was talking, and we was carrying on, and I asked him what he was going to do, and he said, well, I've got to go take some cows to the sale. And I said, well, okay. And he said, my son's supposed to come over. And his son was older, you know, whenever your children get older, they got a lot of things they got to do on their own, and they ain't got time for mom and dad. But you could see in him, he was all happy, and he's going to be able to spend time with his son. And he said, my son's coming over, and we're going to go to the sale barn, take these heifers. I've got a couple that needs to go to the sale barn. And I said, okay. So I just kind of hung around there because I knew Hoot had something he wanted me to do, and I didn't know. I'm just there. So, well, his son finally showed up. Son showed up, and and I could see the happiness on the old man's face. You know, his son's there, and so, and his son come in there. Oh, my tooth hurts. I can't go with you, Pop. I just cannot go. I've got to go to the dentist. I ain't gonna be able to make it. And then I seen all that turn into kind of a sadness. So, you can see it on his face. It come over that, that he was losing out. Spend time with his boy. And so the boy, up and left. And then I asked him, I said, is it all right if I go with you? And he goes, yeah, you can go with me. And so he going out there to load the cows up, and he goes, I asked him if he, Cows are funny about strangers, and I asked him if he wanted me to help him. He said, no, I'll go ahead and get them loaded. So he got them loaded. I got in the truck with him, and we took off. Well, we come up to this intersection, and I could see the stress that was on this man. You know, he was pretty stressful because he didn't get to spend time with his boy, and wasn't really paying attention. We come up to this intersection and come up to a main highway, and I seen him look up, look up the road, and then he looked back down the road, and wasn't no cars coming. So he started that easing out, and he never looked back to my side. He started easing out into the traffic and wasn't paying attention. And there was a little rise right as before you get to that intersection, and there was just a little rise there. And man, a car come flying down through there. I know I had to be doing 75, maybe 80, come over that hill. And I had to holler, stop, stop, stop. Car coming. Well, if I wasn't, and then it dawned on me right then and there what the old man wanted me to do. He wanted me to to keep this guy from getting killed. And so whenever you enter into this world that I'm in, and if you decide to take on to this living partially into the spirit world and the flesh, now there is people on the other side that's going to ask you to help them. And if it does not bring any harm, then by all means do it. Always try to help. It don't matter if you're in the physical world or in the spiritual world. Try to help, because that's what we're here to learn. That's what we're here to do. May God bless you and be with you forever and ever. Amen.